Welcome to Hero Villains. Thank you all so much for constantly following and supporting the channel. Who do you think would win? Namor versus Hercules? When a relentless tsunami clashes with the might of an Olympian demigod. Namor, the proud king of Atlantis, stands as one of the most ancient and dangerous entities of the deep ocean. Carrying the hybrid blood of both humans and Atlanteans, he possesses physical strength that far exceeds standard superhero metrics. Within his aquatic domain, Namor's power surges dramatically, allowing him to lift gargantuan masses and move at terrifying speeds. The small wings upon his ankles grant him a rare gift of flight, rendering him exceptionally versatile across both the skies and the sea. Hercules, the son of Zeus, is the living embodiment of Greek mythic power in the modern universe. He commands nearly limitless muscular force, having performed feats that defy the very laws of physics. From hoisting entire mountains to confronting cosmic entities. Beyond mere strength, Hercules possesses transcendent durability, remaining immune to the vast majority of conventional weapons and energy. Thousands of years of combat experience have forged him into a master of close-quarters battle, seamlessly blending raw power with exquisite skill. Before we dive deep into the analysis, please hit the subscribe button. Remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you all very much. As an Atlantean, he possesses the ability to survive underwater without breathing, as it is his natural instinct. And since he has a mortal father, he can also live on land without any issues. Namor is a warrior gifted with aerial prowess. He moves with staggering agility, easily evading energy blasts fired from Wakandan machinery. Even the sophisticated technology operated by Ironheart cannot easily keep pace with his lightning reflexes. Namor's acceleration and directional shifts are not only swift, but surgical, demonstrating near-perfect bodily control in three-dimensional space. Even when his body is severely weakened by dehydration, Namor maintains a combat speed comparable to Shuri, who possesses a physiology on par with T'Challa. T'Challa himself has frequently stood toe-to-toe with individuals of superior ability like Captain America, who is famous for reacting quickly enough to deflect attacks from Thor during the early stages before his powers fully awakened. Namor's physical strength is also particularly formidable, especially when he operates near a water source. In this environment, his striking force increases visibly, allowing him to easily bring down large vehicles like Wakandan helicopters or airships, even while they are operating steadily in midair without solid footing. Namor's strikes are overwhelming. Combining his strength, he can pierce the advanced vibranium armor used by Shuri and emerge victorious in direct confrontation. Namor is fully capable of single-handedly facing the entire Wakandan force in fierce combat situations. M'Baku once remarked that he could rival the Hulk, though this assessment should be viewed with caution. Namor has proven his might through clearly destructive feats. He can puncture vehicles crafted from vibranium and shatter Jabarian wooden structures with a single punch. These materials are renowned for their near-absolute durability and impact absorption, so their destruction indicates that the force exerted by Namor reaches an extreme level. By visual comparison, even Thanos using an Uru weapon could only weaken Captain America's shield during intense combat. Namor has a completely solid basis to approach the echelon of power icons like Thor and the Hulk. If he reaches an optimal state in both physicality and environmental support, he could become one of the most formidable forces, capable of shifting the tide of any war he joins. To a certain extent, Namor can absorb and endure many things such as radiation, toxins, fire, and, ironically, water, etc. He can even live in toxic environments without much issue because his body can absorb certain poisons and mitigate them. Namor can breathe underwater indefinitely thanks to the gills located behind his ears. However, unlike most Atlanteans, Namor can also breathe on land indefinitely without breathing apparatus, whereas most Atlanteans can only survive out of water for a few minutes. Namor possesses the ability to communicate telepathically with all forms of marine life. He can interact through thought with most sea creatures and can persuade them to do his bidding. Namor can also communicate via thought with other Atlanteans, issuing mental or telepathic commands to all his subordinates, and potentially even with humans if he develops his power to its maximum. Namor does not rely entirely on his trident to manifest his power, for he himself possesses the ability to influence the natural environment on a remarkable scale. He can manipulate weather phenomena with a degree of similarity to Storm. One testament to this is his creation of heavy rainstorms powerful enough to extinguish Johnny Storm's flames in a short time, and Namor has repeatedly proven he can match the Hulk, even securing surprise victories in certain circumstances. He once completely overwhelmed a version of Iron Man, leaving that advanced suit of armor in a state of absolute ruin. Not stopping there, Namor even managed to wound the Sentry with a single crushing blow, a feat that almost never happens given the incredible durability of such an opponent. When he clashed with Hercules in brutal close-quarters combat and actually drew blood, it proved that even mythical entities are not safe from his wrath. Namor has also stood toe-to-toe with Thor on numerous occasions, demonstrating a relentless ability to maintain pressure during the most high-intensity battles. He even managed to strike and wound Thanos himself in a sudden, desperate assault, though he paid a heavy price with a severe hand injury and faced a savage counterattack immediately after. Namor further showcases an ironclad defense, withstanding a barrage of strikes from Captain Marvel while remaining perfectly composed and ready to fight on. Overall, he is the ultimate warrior, a masterclass in physical might, rapid adaptation, and environmental mastery. Namor exhibits extraordinary durability and grit when facing the blows of She-Hulk, a fighter world-renowned for her terrifying physical strength. He once overpowered Dr. Doom with a direct strike so forceful that it shattered his defenses and sent him flying right through his own vehicle. Even in a severely dehydrated state, Namor remains far more powerful than many elite super soldiers such as Ironmonger, Red Skull, or the Winter Soldier. Deep beneath the waves of the ocean, Namor's body endures the crushing weight of the abyss, while his circulatory system perfectly adjusts to sudden, freezing temperature shifts. His vision is finely tuned, allowing him to see with crystal clarity through the darkest and most dense aquatic environments. When the battle moves under the sea, Namor holds a near-absolute advantage. Opponents like Spider-Man or Luke Cage would find themselves at a devastating loss if they dared to face him in his home, and Namor's victory would be almost certain. Even cosmic powerhouses like the Hulk, the Thing, Thor, Hercules, or the Silver Surfer are forced to exert their absolute maximum effort just to keep up with him underwater. However, Namor's true power is not strictly bound by the water. When he ventures onto land for short periods, he retains the vast majority of his strength and speed, proving more than a match for the world's top-tier heroes. Namor is a truly flexible warrior, one who does not merely rely on his surroundings, but possesses a foundation of power so deep that he remains a terrifying force in any combat scenario. I truly hope you will subscribe to the channel, as it helps us immensely, and you are truly the best for doing so. Thank you so much. Now let us speak of Hercules. Hercules is known as the son of Zeus, the supreme king of the Olympian gods, and Alcmena, a woman of divine lineage. More than 3,000 years ago, realizing that the future held many potential threats to both humanity and the gods, Zeus decided to create a descendant of extraordinary power. He approached Alcmena by taking the form of Amphitryon, the general of Thebes and her husband. From that union, Hercules was born with the destiny of becoming a guardian warrior. Even as a tiny infant, his extraordinary strength was clearly revealed. When he was only 1 year old, he strangled 2 snakes sent by Hera to murder him with his own bare hands, an act that demonstrated a survival instinct and innate power far beyond any mortal. As he grew into a man, Hercules continued to assert his status by joining the legendary journey with Jason and the Argonauts to find the Golden Fleece of Chrysomalos. During a time around 1289 BC, when the expedition stopped off the coast coast of Mysia, Hercules and his loyal servant Hylas were tasked with going ashore to find materials for repairs. However, Hylas was seduced and taken by water nymphs, leaving Hercules in a journey of absolute desperation. He persistently followed every trace with a determination never to abandon his companion, despite the passage of time and the fact that the Argonauts were forced to continue their journey without him. Hercules carries characteristics different from other Olympian gods, most notably his immunity to the aging process and most common diseases. His body functions through a special mechanism that produces almost no biological factors that cause physical decline. Therefore, he can maintain a state of combat for a very long time, without showing any signs of exhaustion. The physical strength of Hercules is at the level of 100, far exceeding most other Olympian gods. The force from his muscles is enough to lift, push, or destroy massive structures. Hercules' legs also possess a special capability, allowing him to perform leaps from a standing position to a height of about 30 meters, showing a perfect combination of strength and bodily control. Not only is he strong, but Hercules also possesses staggering durability. His body can effectively withstand various forms of attack, such as heavy impact, punctures, and high-intensity energy. Even in extreme conditions like the vacuum of outer space, he can still survive for a certain period without support. Although he can still be wounded in battle, Hercules is nearly impossible to destroy by conventional means. His recovery speed is rapid, allowing his body to regenerate damage in just a short time. Hercules is one of the most prominent warriors, with a fame that resonates far and wide, not only for his strength, but also thanks to his signature arsenal. His most frequently used weapon is the legendary Golden Mace, an artifact forged by Hephaestus from magical adamantine. This weapon is almost indestructible, becoming a symbol for the overwhelming power of Hercules in battle. It was that very superior characteristic that inspired Myron McLean to name the artificial alloy adamantium later on. Besides the mace, Hercules sometimes uses a bow and arrows, though he gradually gave up this type of weapon due to unpleasant memories related to Nessus and Deianira. He also once wore the nearly impenetrable skin of the Nemean lion, along with large wooden clubs, each reflecting a direct and powerful fighting style. Not just a single individual, Hercules also played the role of a leader when he founded the Champions Group in Los Angeles, where he gathered powerful allies to face large-scale threats. When the Avengers were ambushed at their base, Hercules fought with all his might to protect his teammates. Despite showing an unyielding will and superior strength, he still fell into a coma near death after the battle.
Hercules has faced countless dangerous forces, from the alien Skrulls to the terrorist organization Hydra, and even heroes who have lost their ideals. Even when facing mortal peril, he is always ready to join the greatest of wars. Although Hercules had several encounters on Earth throughout the following millennia, it was during the modern era that he befriended Thor Odinson, also known as Thor, and the Avengers, those who would later become his greatest allies. Having fought Thor in the past, Hercules inadvertently attacked him after Odin or Odin, had stripped away half of Thor's power, securing an easy victory. However, shortly thereafter, Hercules was tricked into signing a contract, becoming the slave of Pluto. Thor stormed into Hell and rescued Hercules, beginning a lifelong friendship and a friendly rivalry between them. His mysterious journey to Earth caused Zeus to banish Hercules from his homeland, so he joined the Avengers and supported them in their battles. After saving Olympus from Typhon with the help of the Avengers, Hercules was finally allowed to return to his homeland. Herc is a master of combat skills, truly having mastered all martial arts, including both modern and classical styles, boxing, wrestling, swordsmanship, archery, marksmanship, and is especially skilled in Greek wrestling and Greek boxing, even creating pancration, a combination of both. With 3,000 years of combat experience, utilizing the most terrifying legendary weapons such as the sword of Peleus, the shield of Perseus, the arrows of Heracles, the helm of Hades, the Nemean lion skin, and the mighty adamantine mace, or his entire arsenal from spears and shields to firearms. Combined with extraordinary physical strength and nearly unparalleled combat skills, the hero god is almost without rival in battle, and is easily known as one of the most formidable armed and unarmed warriors in the Marvel Universe. There are only a few who can match his skill and power, such as Thor or Gilgamesh. Heracles is quite strong. He can defeat Ares Hercules or fight him to a standstill, defeat giants, and temporarily hold up the weight of Atlas, the entire sky itself. However, this only places him at the level of an average Olympian god. Neither Ares, Apollo, nor any giant, not even the second strongest titan Atlas, can defeat or possess strength even close to the strongest of all the Olympian gods, Zeus himself. Hercules hurls a tree at Namor to seize his attention, and the two begin their epic clash. Hercules strikes Namor into a massive boulder, and Namor immediately retaliates by smashing stone debris against Hercules, forcing him to fall to the ground. Hercules snatches another tree and scoops up Namor, who feels his vitality draining away while outside the water. However, Namor skillfully uses the tree to propel himself back into the vast ocean. Instead of continuing a meaningless struggle, Namor searches for the cosmic cube that Hercules had mentioned to him. Namor blurs around Hercules, who loudly claims to move nearly as fast as Quicksilver, and delivers a lightning strike that drops Hercules to his knees. Thinking Hercules is completely dazed, Namor advances to deliver the finishing blow, but Hercules suddenly snatches Namor and spins him like a cyclone before slamming him into a rock. Namor bitterly realizes his strength is tethered to the sea, and with every moment spent out of the water, his power steadily withers away. Yet, he can now easily shift the battle to the depths using the cosmic cube, allowing him to split the earth below and let the seawater flood into the newly formed chasm. Namor overwhelms Hercules in a suffocating struggle, as the latter finds himself growing weaker and admits that Namor holds an absolute advantage underwater. Namor notices that Hercules' strength has dropped to only half of what it once was, and feels disappointed by winning in such a manner. So he uses the cosmic cube to maintain the water levels in his body while fighting Hercules on land. Namor pursues Hercules, who only witnesses a figure rushing toward him before being struck by Namor's assault. Namor follows up with another strike that sends Hercules crashing to the ground, but Hercules manages to block the next hit and hurls Namor into the mountainside. Hercules recalls their previous battle and declares without a shadow of a doubt that he is stronger than Hercules. While dodging a thrown boulder, Namor admits Hercules' strength is formidable, but states that Hercules can never match his speed. The rock ricochets off the mountain and threatens a nearby village, causing Namor to break free from restraint and shatter the boulder, ending their battle. Hercules counters with a heavy blow that sends Namor falling into the sea, but Namor recovers quickly and hurls metal scrap at Hercules, who responds by striking back with other debris. Namor charges at Hercules, who roars a reminder that he has defeated the most ferocious monsters to ever exist on Earth, including Namor himself. Although Namor holds the advantage in speed and superior agility, especially when fighting underwater, Hercules still prevails thanks to his extraordinary endurance and ability to take a hit, ultimately emerging as the victor. I truly hope you enjoyed this fight. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section. Follow me if you liked it. That is today's video. Thank you very much.